with me. Today we are doing carrot banana muffins. We have our layout. We got the vibe. And I'm going to start on the muffins. I shred the carrots and I squeeze out any excess liquid and I sift my flour. This helps create a nice fluffy, smooth consistency. And I added slippery elm and a beetroot powder mix to the blend. And then I doubled this batch up, so I added about 2 teaspoons of baking powder and baking soda. And I also added in some ground flax seeds because it's a must. Ground flax seeds are a powerhouse. And then I mashed out 2 bananas, and in the banana mixture I add the vanilla and stir that together and set it aside, and I move on to our seasoning. So I took half a nutmeg and pimento and some cloves and mashed them out, added them to our dry mix, and then I stir up our dry mix. Everything can be stirred up nicely together so everything has an even taste. And then I added our wet ingredients and stirred that together, and I added my eggs. If you're doing one batch, you just need 2, but if you're doubling the batch, I did 4. And then I added that to the mixture, got that in there, and then I added 1 cup of milk. And this is full fat milk, so there was a clump of fat. And then I added some yogurt and stirred that together. And I like adding yogurt to muffins because it makes it more moist. And then I added some raisins into the mix and got that ready in the baking tray and pop them in the oven. And I find that these cook fast, so they were ready within 20 minutes and they came out perfect. Let's move on to the puree. I love adding cooked oats to this just for more nutrition and some sustenance. And I cook it down with some cinnamon, and then while that's cooking, I moved on to the apples to peel and dice. And then once they were completed, I added them on top of the stove with some cinnamon and vanilla and butter and simmered that right down. And once they cooled, I added them to a blender. And with that, I added the cooked oats and some milk, protein powder, maple syrup, and then blended that all together. And voila, I added them to our reusable puree bags. And Amir didn't really love them. He had it, but yeah, we'll try another one soon.